What is going on, Dokkan players? It's been a crazy last couple days. It was my birthday on the 11th, so we celebrated this weekend, and I have been late on making this video. I hope you guys can forgive me, but I hope you have been grinding the World Tournament. It started on the 18th. I have been playing on and off. I'm not doing too bad, but I'm nowhere near where I would have been if I wasn't celebrating this weekend. So if you guys are just joining us, make sure you subscribe. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all of your support. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Let's jump into today's content. I hope you guys are grinding the World Tournament. I wish I was doing better, but I'm not doing too bad, I guess. There's a lot of new characters this round. JP is obviously a few. I think this is the last World Tournament that they are ahead of us, so after this one we'll be pretty much caught up. If you guys are wondering about that, as far as the sync goes, we should be caught up on all of the World Tournaments after this one. So there's a couple characters that just dropped along with their EZAs. So this first banner looks mostly time travel. This character is pretty decent. I have him on a time traveler team. I don't know about this Tapion, but let's take a look at all of these characters really quickly. Doubt About Mortals and Gods Zamasu. That's an interesting name. Very cool. Attack and defense 100 plus additional attack and defense plus 40 and a chance of evading enemy's attack. Plus 30% when performing super attack. Okay. Extreme class allies, attack and defense plus 20%. Future saga category allies, key plus 1 within the same turn after evading an attack. So you evade an attack, you give some support. Let's see what doesn't have an EZA. So there's a superclass enemy at the start of the character's attack and turn. Activates the entrance animation once only. Attack and defense plus 50% and chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack, plus 20% for the rest of the battle. Okay. That's if there's a superclass enemy. Attack and defense plus 150% plus additional attack and defense plus 50 and chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack, plus 30% when performing a super attack. So if you're performing a super, you just get an additional 50% attack and defense boost and a 50% boost, and a chance. Okay. I think that's 15% chance. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Key plus 1 up to 4 plus an additional attack and defense plus 50% up to 200 at the start of each turn when there's a superclass enemy. So you're going to want to use this against superclass. It's obviously a support character. Extreme class allies, attack and defense plus 30% plus an additional attack and defense plus 20% and chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% for characters who also belong to Future Saga category. Future Saga category allies, key plus 2 for 2 turns after evading an attack. So this one's kind of set up the same way. If he evades attacks, it's going to boost stats for all allies, basically. It's going to give you key. It's going to give you 50% attack. Oh, that's entrance animation, so that's not based on an evade. Okay. Decent, but I probably won't use them. Like I said, I use this Trunks. He's pretty decent. Not amazing, but my my time travelers team is pretty lacking. Let's just skip right to his EZA, which he got recently within the last couple months. Attack and defense, and last year actually. Wow, I was way off. Attack and defense 150% plus an additional attack and defense and chance of performing a critical hit plus 25% with each attack performed up to 50%. That's a nice little key +3 and an additional attack and defense plus 100% when there's an ally whose name includes Gohan Future on the team, plus an additional key +6 and performs a critical hit when there's an Androids or Future Saga category enemy, plus an additional attack plus 100% when there's an enemy whose name includes Cell, characters such as Cell Jr., obviously. But yeah, he's a pretty decent character. I like him for the critical hit boost. Not amazing, but like I said, my Time Traveler team is pretty lacking. Take a look at this Tapion. I don't know anything about him. Wow, no wonder I haven't heard anything. It's just a rainbow orb changer, basically. This Trunks is pretty decent. I think he's the one that got an easy A. Yeah, around the same time as the other one. Okay. Attack and defense plus 180%, reduces damage received by 40, plus an additional attack and defense boost up to 180. The less HP remaining, the greater the stat boost. Launches an additional super attack and attacks effective against all types when there is a Realm of Gods category enemy, plus an additional damage reduction of 10% starting from the turn in which the character performs the 6th attack in battle. So he's going to provide damage reduction, and he's going to get 10% more after the 6th turn. Definitely going to be wanting to using him against the Realm of Gods category enemies, maybe on the Super Battle Road. Decent character. Nothing crazy. Check out this Mai. I don't know anything about this Mai. I mostly know about the Mai. Okay, all allies plus 3 key. AGL attack and defense plus 20. Epigal category allies. Scratch that. Attack and defense plus 100%. All allies key plus 3. AGL type attack and defense plus 20%. Peppy Gals category allies attack and defense plus 30%, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 15%. Foresees enemies super attack when HP is 50% or less. So, nothing crazy. Might be decent for the World Tournament team, but like I said, I would probably put together a Time Traveler team, and that might be the only time I would use her. Let's check out Blue Goku. Okay. Drive to win. E plus 3, attack and defense plus 150, plus an additional attack and defense plus 50 when performing a super attack. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense, and chance of performing a critical hit plus 30% when HP is 50% or more. So you're going to be hitting criticals more often if your HP is full, plus an additional attack and defense plus 70%, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 20% when facing 2 or more enemies. So you have more than one enemy, and if your HP is full, you're going to be hitting criticals much more often. Character might not be bad paired up with this one against the Realm of Gods. Take a look at this Bardock real quick, then we'll move on to the other banner. The other banner is where I'm more excited for a certain character. Last chance to get him, I think, until the next World Tournament. Obviously, I don't think he shows up on any other banner. For Bardock, he's got Ki +3, attack and defense plus 180, plus an additional defense plus 50% with each super attack performed up to 180. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. Launches another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. So he gets 2 guaranteed additionals. None of them are guaranteed supers though. When there is another Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 category ally attacking in the same turn, okay, so this one is contingent on... Ooh, not what I wanted to do. This one is contingent on there being a Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 category ally the same turn. All allies attack plus 30. So this one's going to be stacking defense a little extra up to 180. Nothing crazy. Let's take a look at the other banner. This is the one that I want to summon on. Obviously I'm going for Mr. Boo, but there's also these 2 characters that are for the Boo Saga that are not bad. These 2 that are for the Android Saga. This one's Dragon Ball. These ones are, I think they're World Tournament. Let's take a look. They dropped and then immediately got their EZA also. Kale and Kefla. Nope, they just dropped. Okay. Attack and defense plus 160. Universe 6 category allies, Ki +1, and attack and defense plus 40. Pure Saiyans category allies, attack and defense plus 20. Plus an additional defense plus 160. Great chance of guarding all attacks and launches an additional super attack when there's an ally whose name includes Caulifla, attacking the same turn. Plus additional attack and defense plus 60 when performing a super attack. You're going to want to run her with Caulifla, obviously. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack starting from the turn in which the character performs the 6th attack in battle. So after your 6th attack, you're going to be doing extra attack guaranteed. And it looks like you can do that probably within 2 turns unless you just load her up with additionals. But yeah, not too bad. Her category is Peppy Gals, Universe 6, Tournament Participants, Rapid Growth, Universe Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Bond of Friendship, and Super Bosses. I don't know why I was thinking World Tournament. Alright, let's go check out Caulifla. Attack and defense plus 100%. Attack and defense plus 20%, and chance of performing a critical hit plus 6% per Universe 6 category ally on the team. Plus an additional attack plus 160%. Great chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, and launches an additional super attack when there's an ally whose name includes Kale attacking in the same turn. You're obviously going to want to run them together. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 20% up to 60 with each attack evaded, including super attack. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack starting from the turn in which the character, so same as the other one. Once you get to turn 6, you're going to be getting a guaranteed additional attack for every attack after that. And it looks like you could probably do this within 2 or 3 turns as well. So you're definitely going to want to run them together. Chi-Chi's nothing crazy. Actually, you know what? I think she is. Now that I think I remember looking at her stuff earlier. Take a look. She's just really crazy support for Goku, Dragon Ball Saga. Attack and defense plus 150%. Attacked enemy, attack and defense minus 22% for 3 turns, so she lowers debuffs. Medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. Ki plus 3 plus additional attack and defense plus 150% when HP is 50% or more, so you get a buff the more HP you have. Plus an additional attack plus 50% and chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. plus 40% when HP is 49 or less. So if your HP is low, you're going to be dodging. That's nice. Attacks effective against all types and high chance of launching an additional super attack when the name of the ally who's attacking the same turn or an enemy includes Goku. Okay, so he can be on your team or as an enemy. That's interesting. Launches 2 additional attacks, plus an additional defense plus 150 when attacking. Launches additional super attack every time the character attacks 5 or more. Dang, this character is going to be launching attacks left, right, and center. Not too bad. It's Gohan for the Android Saga. Alright, Ki plus 3. Attack and defense plus 100%. Plus additional attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super. Plus additional attack and defense, or nope, just attack. Plus additional attack for 3 turns after receiving attack. So once he gets hit, he's got a little boost. Like a little anger boost. Android Saga and Cell Saga category allies Ki plus 2 and attack and defense plus 30%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 3% per superclass ally on the team. So if you have a full superclass ally team, you're getting a nice little buff. Chance of performing a critical hit plus 58% when facing 2 or fewer enemies. So obviously that's 1. Seals the attacked enemy's super attack for 2 turns when facing 3 or more enemies. Guards all attacks when there is another bond of master and disciple category ally attacking in the same turn. So you want to pair him up with another bond of master and disciple like Piccolo. At least it doesn't specify Goku. That's interesting. Okay, not too bad for the Androids Saga. This one is for the Boo Saga. Vegito. Pretty interesting from what I remember reading about him. He's pretty decent. Attack and defense plus 150%. E plus 2 plus an additional attack and defense plus 150%. And a great chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack as the first attacker in turn. They're going to want to put him slot 1. Launches an additional super attack when there's a Majin Buu category enemy. Super class allies attack and defense plus 30%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 3% per Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team. Plus an additional attack plus 50% when attacking. Plus an additional defense plus 20% with each attack performed up to 100%. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. So that's guaranteed additional, but not guaranteed to be super. Not too bad. Not amazing, but probably okay on a Majin Buu Saga team if you're lacking a little bit of support. This is where they start getting interesting. This Gohan is decent. Just dropped his EZA recently on Global. Attack and defense plus 158%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 58% when performing a super attack. Reduces damage received by 58%. Super class Ki plus 3. And attack and defense plus 30%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 58% when there's an extreme class enemy. Attacked enemies attack negative 20% for 2 turns when there's an extreme class enemy. So he is going to be debuffing, which is pretty nice. And the next one up is actually the one I really want to summon for, Mr. Buu. Mr. Buu is super strong if you guys haven't used him. His damage reduction alone makes him one of the strongest free-to-play characters in the game. Attack and defense plus 120%. Plus an additional attack plus 120% when performing a super attack. Changes int key spheres and key spheres of another type to rainbow key spheres. So he's a double orb changer. attack and defense plus 50%, and recovers 30,000 HP per rainbow sphere obtained. Reduces damage received by 50% plus an additional damage reduction of 10% per rainbow sphere obtained. Count starts from the third key sphere with 2 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. So he's going to be reducing your damage once you hit your third key sphere. You get like 5 of them and 2 of them are rainbow. You're going to be getting a 70% reduction, which is pretty nice on your damage. So highly recommend him. He is definitely what I'm going to be grinding for this world tournament. But let's take a look at this last character, Vegeta. Man, this is running slow today, huh? Alright. Wow, nothing crazy. Super basic. Attack and defense plus 120. Plus an additional attack plus 20%. Oh. Wow, it is running super slow. Attack and defense plus 150%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack. Key plus 1 up to 5, plus an additional attack plus 20% up to 100 with each attack received. So the more you get attacked, the more your key goes up and the more your attack goes up. Chance of performing a critical hit plus 15% with each attack received up to 60. And great chance of guarding all attacks when there's another Mastered Evolution category ally attacking in the same turn. So the more you get attacked, the more your critical hit chance goes up, the more your attack goes up, the more your key goes up. So I still don't know how good that is. I don't know if his defense is actually capable of taking hits. I haven't tried him, but it looks like he at least seals super attack and greatly lowers enemies' defense on top of that. So he might not be too bad. Pure Saiyans, Worthy Rivals, Gifted Warriors, Vegeta's Family, Android Cell Saga, Super Saiyans, Battle of Wits, Mastered Evolution are his categories. But that is about it for all the new World Tournament characters. Make sure you guys grind up and get all those tickets and let me know how you guys do. And I will see you guys on the next one.